all the consultation responses that authorities came in with, and they'd obviously changed their sort of recommendations. So I think when you look at the numbers that have come back, they look very modest increases in budget. So I think we were talking about for Southwark schools on average an increase of 0.4% for 18-19 and then 0.8% for 19-20. Obviously, that's a better position than we were in the initial consultation. I think there was also some continued flexibility on the funding formula, allowing us to transfer between blocks, and I think allowing us to vary the minimum funding guarantee as well. So I think probably we sort of welcome those things. But I think obviously whilst that's positive, I think we overall say it was insufficient and inadequate to address all the inflationary pressures that obviously schools are facing. So I suppose when you look at it, it may think it's a real terms reduction still.
Yes, there is significant real terms.
Of course. Yeah. So I think there were other issues that we had. We've got obviously big pressures on our high needs block at the moment as well. So they're limiting what we can transfer from schools block into high needs block. So that's a bit of a concern. And then obviously a number of authorities are going into deficit positions as well. I think there were other issues in terms of we've got a lump sum within our schools of 150,000 and they're proposing a reduction down to 110,000. And whilst for a big secondary that's probably not really, it's neither here nor there. For a smaller one form entry school that's a huge reduction. They're going to have to face 40,000 without any protection because that's outside the minimum funding guarantee. So I think that's still a concern to us. I think also one of the other issues we had was we're having to fund in advance lots of growing preschools of the borough, and that's coming out of existing resources. So we did raise a big issue about that in our consultation response, and they haven't addressed that particular issue.
Really? Okay.
So I think that was probably the key point.
Okay, well, thank you. Not as bad as we thought, but still not great. Okay,
could I just make a comment there? Seems to me, although you might be saying it's not as bad as you thought, seems to me 0.4 is coming here, 0.8 for 1920. Given all the other financial pressures that particularly that schools are under, and the other financial pressures that everybody has, that we should not be grateful about that.
No, quite.
No, we would agree. Thank you.
So then,
just what I mean, I know the answer to this, but I'd like to just ask what the impact on recruitment and retention is, because, I mean, in my experience, there don't seem to be very many teachers around. When teachers leave, it's hard to find another one, particularly in some subjects, and a time when there's a lot of pay restraint, and also there's a temptation to recruit less experienced teachers or new teachers. All the different impacts that's having, particularly in Southwark, which is a central London borough.
it's a threat, isn't it?
It's
a very real threat, you know, because
it's a threat to standard maintenance.
Well, I think we've been in this place for some time, and not just Southwark, across London, nationally, particularly across London and major cities, and it is having an impact. It's not going to, it is having an impact.
Yeah.
So we are seeing teachers who get to a certain point in their career, then moving on outside London for a number of reasons. It is difficult to recruit. I don't think Southwark is exceptional in that we have not just teaching schools, but a number of schools for some time have been involved in teacher programmes. As a local authority, we run a foundation course to help people who are thinking of coming into teaching, or who may be working in a school but not as a teacher, to get into teaching. So we are trying different ways to get people in, but then you're right, it's not just about getting people in, it's about helping them to stay there. So it's not, it's a very complex issue, because there are demographics and socioeconomics at play here. So it's not entirely within the gift of the school, particularly with the financial pressures, to however the rules might have been relaxed. There's only so much you can pay staff. A, from an affordability factor, but B, the research tells us that actually it's not really all about the pay. So you can pay teachers an awful lot of money, and in some cases we're seeing some people being paid an awful lot of money, but it doesn't keep them in a school. Yeah. So nobody's found the solution to this yet.
Just doesn't.
And we were hoping that there'll be something in the budget. So schools have been given, schools and governors and trusts have been given many freedoms around pay, but actually the money isn't there to pay them.
There was nothing, also there was nothing in the budget.
But just as an aside, and this is not necessarily something that you would want to comment on, but I find it pretty incredible the amount of money that is being spent on teacher recruitment. So when I first became a teacher, I got quite a big bursary. I had more money in my training year than I did in my first year as a teacher, and I think that's quite common. We're putting huge amounts of money into training teachers who then don't stay in the profession, and it's not all because of money, and like a lot of it's because of things like workload as well. So I think that's something to look at as well. If there's anything that we can do around that, I mean, it's very difficult because we've got academies, but in terms of encouraging the workload side of things as well as the pay side of things.
Well, I don't think academies are immune to this. You know, when it comes to recruitment and retention is an issue. Whoever you are, whichever type of school you're in. Similarly, there are academy trusts who have their own recruitment and training, but they still have the turnover issue. Because it's not just about one issue. It's not just about pay, or just about workload, or just about wanting to be able to have a family in London. It's multifaceted.
No, but good points, Carl. Thank you. Okay, we've got all of that. Yep. Do you mind if we move on now? Okay. We're going to have to move on to admissions. We've got people here for 8 o'clock. So, okay. Yeah, we've got the heat maps. We've got information on admissions. Did you want to say anything, or do you want, Catherine? Do you want to kick this off?
Chair, I apologise. I had hoped that one of our officers who provided us with the heat maps would be here, but unfortunately he's not been able to, and I think there's some sort of illness going on.
Yeah, okay, well that might save us some time.
I'll try and respond to whatever I can.
Okay, well actually that might be fortunate really, because we did invite the adjudicator who basically declined our invitation, but we also we invited the regional schools commissioner under your recommendations, and he couldn't be here tonight but would like to come to a future meeting. So we thought we might. No, well, that is good. So actually, we may as well just have it at the next meeting then, and then we can have your person, the regional meeting. So should we do that? Yeah. Is there anything anyone wanted to ask on the heat maps, or could we hold fire?
I don't mind holding fire.
My goodness me.
Is there an overall feeling that people requiring primary and secondary education is declining now because of people perhaps leaving the country or leaving the area?
In our last round of admissions, I would say that there's been I can't say it's a trend yet, but we have seen a couple of years of decline at the early year's end. But at secondary, no, there's no drop-off there.
No drop. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Catherine, I know you want to speak, but when we have the session, I'll take you first, I promise. You'll be able to introduce, even before Nina's person. Okay, can I just thank you very much for coming tonight? Well, it's all, we're not in circumstances of our own choosing, but you know we're going in the right direction, and that's in no small part down to you and your team. So thank you so much, and we'll see you for the big admissions meeting. Are you staying around for the next?
I'm staying for this one.
Oh, okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll have a 2-minute break, and then we'll all come back, and we'll welcome you back again, Nina.